You're such an asshole!
Hi, Cappy. Returning customer here from across the pond in soggy old England. I don't have a question as such. I'd just like to say thank you for your help and ask if you could reiterate the value of sanity. I'm Chris, the misanthropic, animal-loving hippie, or at least I was. Your help has consecrated my sanity and made me a happier person all around. I'm no longer tortured by misanthropy or the suffering of animals worldwide. I frequently recite the Serenity Prayer and hold dear those few humans I love. I help the animals I can and do as much as I can to reduce suffering without preaching or pushing any agenda. That's the type of PETA guy I can handle.
Yeah,
That's the type
sure.
of animal
Just do
I-
what you can to what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And don't preach.
Yeah. My sanity is now preserved and regarded as sacrosanct. I was wondering if you could give a lecture on the importance of sanity in this insane world and maybe some tips or life experiences on how to keep it. Kind regards, your lieutenant across the pond, Chris, and he salutes.
Oh.
Wonder if you could give a lecture on the importance of sanity in this insane world and tips on how to keep it. Well, there was the article, Sanity is the Future of Wealth, correct?
I heard that's behind a paywall.
It's behind a paywall now.
Yeah.
But if you go to patreon.com/Aaron Cleary, you get that.
I heard there's also pictures.
Pictures of the lovely Mary Jo.
Oh, it's not pictures of Aaron Clary
No.
playing golf.
No one's
Okay.
gonna pay for pictures of Aaron Cleary playing golf.
All right.
But they will pay for the adequately endowed Mary Jo. Anyway, as I get older and I'm a minimalist, sanity, especially in this world where meritocracy, excellence, and achievement are punished.
Yeah. Competency is punished.
Competency is punished. Yeah, everyone is jealous of someone who works harder than them, makes more than them, is prettier than them, works out.
Whew, tell me about it. I have to suffer all this jealousy.
Right, all those women.
Everyone's so jealous of me.
Right. So what that has done is switched it from America being the best in the world, where we try our best, to people who make the most amount of money in a more mercenary-like way. Like, I got to make my money, but I'm not going to achieve my best. I'm not going to dedicate myself because I'm just going to be a slave to the system. And then what is a man, especially men-related, women I can't speak of, but how do men who are traditionally and classically Western culture, you don't even have to be Western culture, just philosophically believe in excellence and achievement and capitalizing on this life you have. When society have instituted rules that punish that, not just financially, but socially, environmentally, even emotionally or psychologically, like, you're bad, you have privilege. Like, no, bitch, I work for a living. It's not because I have a white dick. That gets tiring and taxing and can drive you insane. And at least my personal journey has been one that the economy has advanced to the point that basically everything is near free. Shit we had to worry about as humans 200 years ago, like food, it's effectively free. We got too much of it.
Media.
We have, for all points and purposes, cured hunger. We have cured poverty. If you're a homeless person or something, we're talking about someone with a mental illness, or you really have to try. You really have to be like the gal we talked about on the previous consultation, where she's a hoarder, cashing in her 401k and then pissing away on shit and then filing for bankruptcy.
Right.
All right? Your car and my car are both pieces of shit, but when you think about it, they achieve 99.9% of what a Ferrari does.
Yep.
It's just the Ferrari looks nicer and goes faster, but it provides heat. It gets us where we want to go.
Yeah.
You have standards of living. Like, do you think Bill Gates is living a better life than we are by a lot?
Probably not.
He's
eating regularly, just like we are.
Right. Maybe he has slightly nicer food, but we
Yeah.
didn't have a bad meal today.
I mean,
did we?
he's not out in the snow right now. We're not out in the snow.
Nope. He's not worried about typhus.
Yeah.
We're not.
I'm not worried about typhus.
Steve Jobs died
Yeah.
at 50, whatever.
Oh, he's not worried about typhus either.
No, he's not worried about typhus either. And okay, you got your apartment, and I used to have my crappy small house.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, we're still going to live our 76 years. So what everybody is jealous over, what all the normies, conformies, inferiors, and greens, we're going to call them the greens because they're green with envy. They're envy of people who have something more than them, when in reality, we all kind of got the same standard of living. Okay, Frank has Versace jeans, but you got Levi's. They're still fine.
They still cover your crotch.
Right.
They got pockets.
Right.
You know?
So my point is, especially if you make your living, and if you're a minimalist, and you know that the most important thing in planet is human beings and human interaction and conversation, it doesn't matter if you got a Ferrari or a Geo Metro. You basically have the same standard of living.
Right.
And if you can get over the programming and your own human genetic nature and desire to have more as opposed to less, then you'll realize that what the true precious commodity in this world is not things or even money, but sanity. That's the most important thing. And heck, we can go over into Fort Collins and see all those kids working at Mugs Coffee thinking they were saving the world, having their meetings about, we're going to stop the miners in Minnesota, and oh my God, we got to do that. That's insane.
We're going to impeach Trump.
Those 4 girls that were at that table, what should they be doing? What should they be focusing on? 4 young ladies that were sitting at that table.
Not being fat so they can get a boyfriend?
Maybe they might want to have a family.
Maybe.
Maybe they might want to meet a husband. Oh no, they are going to go save the birds.
Save the birds. Yeah.
Right.
They'll figure out they want a family when they're 47, and then they'll go, how come there aren't any good men?
And that mismatch between what they were programmed to think and do versus what their genetics and everything, that's going to cause a tremendous amount of insanity.
Yeah.
The spinster, Generation X women are predominantly spinsters now. The soy boys who can't find no woman and they can't understand why. Perpetually friend zone, perpetually beta orbiters. I may not have everything I want. I may not like the fact that Western civilization is dying. I may not like the fact that excellence and achievements and advancement is now put second back behind making sure every legitimate kid has everything and every equal outcomes, not equal opportunities. I may not like, and not a lot of conservatives or libertarians like that either. And it might drive them nuts. They're getting pissed off watching the Drudge Report, and they're getting pissed off watching Fire. It's like, whoa. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And you can either accept that and move on and be sane, or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I have found is that people who live in reality, let's say you live in reality, and you only make 50% of what you should because the government takes half of it to pay for the other people who don't live in reality. They're on welfare, they're spaying out more kids than they can afford, they're majoring in worthless shit, they need a student loan. Fine. That's fine. They're getting your money. Mm-hmm. But since things are so cheap effectively now, you're still maintaining your standards of living, but at least out of all the people out there, you know why that English degree is worthless and why that person is working as a gas station attendant in Oregon. They don't. They're perennially pissed off. They're in debt. Mm-hmm. They hate whatever they were told to hate. George Bush. I mean, here's another thing. Think about the black community. How effectively maddening and insane, but more maddening, I think is what it is, to have 60, 70 years now of the Democrats blaming Whitey, mm-hmm. and you still have no progress, still haven't closed the gap. That has got to be so frustrating. Now, do you want to have that person's mental health? Or would you like to chill out and relax and be, like an Ed Lattimore? Not to say he's a Republican. I don't know what Ed's politics are. But at least Ed knows, no, dude, I got to work.
Yeah.
I got to be a programmer. I got to achieve excellence. He's certainly an advocate of excellence with his boxing and everything.
You got to write your book.
He wrote his books.
You got to put work into things.
You got to put work into things.
Yeah.
He, I guarantee you, is a happier black man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Than the one who drank the Kool-Aid and let's blame Whitey.
Yeah.
Because one is based in reality and the other is pure propaganda and lies.
Yeah.
And do you think Ed likes forking over 50% of his income to...
No, I bet he doesn't.
I bet you he doesn't.
But you're right. I bet he's a very happy man.
I don't know if happy is the word, but sane.
Okay.
I think that's the...
I almost think happiness comes with sanity, though. I mean, if you're sane enough to accept it, I think you get at least a degree of happiness from that. Maybe not total.
I disagree because I think contentment, to be...
Okay, maybe that...
Sanity is a prerequisite for contentment.
All right.
Happiness can play off of bubbles. Like, the happiest I
That's
ever
true.
was when I was about to graduate from college.
God, you had your whole future ahead of you.
I was.
You were.
Right.
Oh, you were following your passion.
No, well, yes and no. I also thought I had a good degree, but there's a perfect example where sanity. I was not sane. I mean, I didn't have mental illness either, but I was operating from the wrong mental premise of, well, I'm going to get a job now.
Right.
You know, this I'm done.
I got a
man.
diploma. I get a job. You just get the diploma.
You just get it. Comes in the
job.
mail. Right.
Yeah, it just shows up.
Tucked on the
You
back of
deserve
your
it.
diploma. Right.
Right.
So happiness can come from.
All right, that's true. That's true. I don't disagree. Right. Happiness can come from the wrong sources. Also.
Right. Right.
Sure.
So that's they're separate, but I think long-term happiness or contentment has to inevitably derive from sanity, because it's like, okay, at least you're operating in the real world. Not to say you're going to be all the time happy, but you'll be at least
That's
content.
Not a thing.
Right. You'll have peace and calm and serenity because you understand what's going around you. And you've come to accept what is likely going to pass.
Yes.
I always got a kick out of the conservative Swipple white folk who are concerned, oh my God, I'm going to have kids. And they're all cucky and they're like, you know, Republican light. And, oh, I don't know. And then all of a sudden they realize, oh shit, people really don't like us. And our kids are going to be outbred and, but they can't come to grasps with that. They can't come to terms with that. Whereas you and me are like, yeah, fuck it, let it burn, don't care. You know,
Can't stop it.
can't stop because you can't. So why get worked up
can't.
about it? So in today's world, the most, in my opinion, because every other commodity, gold, silver, money, whatever, since wealth is in a theoretical sense somewhat unlimited right now, like our basics are taken care of, unless you're a dipshit buying fancy shit and mortgaging yourself, you're likely going to have all your material needs met unless we switch to communism. You're not going to starve. You're not going to be homeless. And as long as you have good friends and good conversation and sanity, that is the number one, is the sanity to know why things are happening and what's going on so you don't worry about it. Everybody else who's lying to themselves, and when reality does not correlate or abide by those lies they believe in, that causes frustration, anger, even madness and insanity, I would say. Not on maybe a clinical level, but you're insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my degree in history and I'm going to make money. You are insane. I'm going to become a powerful corporate career woman, and then at 39 and a half, in one day, I'm going to go to, where do you go to find
You're going to go to the husband
You
store.
go to the husband store, you pick him up for $19.95,
Yeah,
and he's perfect.
Yeah, oh, he's
perfect.
6'6".
And then at 39 years, 6 months, and 2 days, you get married.
Get married, yeah.
And
And
then-
it's your day.
Her day.
Everything's beautiful and
Everything's
perfect.
beautiful and wonderful and perfect.
And you spend a shit ton of money, but
of his money.
yeah, of his money. It doesn't
Not their
matter
money.
because he's got plenty of
He's got
money.
plenty of
Because
money.
he's got
Patriarchy.
6'6".
Right.
Right.
And then you spit out your kids.
Yeah, and they're perfect. There's
They're
no Down
perfect.
syndrome. None of them are
No,
retarded.
not that. No.
No, because your eggs are still in perfectly
Perfect,
good condition.
fresh off the assembly.
Actually, you froze your eggs 2 years ago when they were still young and healthy.
Right. And did you know studies show that frozen eggs have a 20% chance of more resistance to bacteria?
Oh
Did
my
you know
goodness.
that? Yeah, they say.
Oh, they say.
They say. So you know it's legit. Or what's more likely, reality. The women, they can't find no man. They work their way up as a $120,000 lawyer, and they can't find a guy that makes $125 and is 6 feet tall, right?
Because you got to marry up.
And then
can't
you're
marry down.
39, and then you wonder why the guys you would go out with are dating the 27-year-olds.
Yeah, well, hell, man, yeah, there's something wrong with them. I can't believe that they're interested in younger women.
Right. Or childless women. Imagine that.
Oh,
Like, you're the single
yeah,
mom.
childless women.
And then, I mean, it has to be maddening when reality doesn't do what you
Right.
want it to, or it was. So, who would you rather be? Like, you, the great one, you don't make a lot of money, right?
No.
You're not, okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather be you, or would you rather be the 35-year-old single mom who still goes out and parties but can't find herself a man
Can't find a man.
and makes, let's say, 60 grand?
Yeah, I'll stick with me.
You
'Cause
exactly.
I got sanity.
You got sanity.
Sanity, man. It's fucking worth it.
It's so I think, especially in today's, now I don't know what sanity would do for you in the 1300s when the bubonic plague was running around. I mean, because that would suck. I mean, you have bigger issues. But as again, the premise, operating from the premise, if you can live off of 40% of your income, food, clothing, shelters, all taken care of, and you're a minimalist, and you really appreciate what's important in life, one of the benefits, if not the biggest luxury, I would even say, is to be sane, is to not believe those lies. So to answer his question, wondering if you could give a lecture on the importance of sanity. Well, it's good for your health.
It is.
I think it's almost a prerequisite for serenity and contentment in life and living a good, mentally happy life. So I think that is the importance of sanity. And then tips on life experiences on how to keep it. Don't spend money. Don't buy. I'm not saying don't buy some nice things occasionally, but your main joy should be derived from other people. Sometimes those other, perfect example, I have to accept the sane reality that how many of my friends in Minneapolis hang out?
Zero.
I can fight it.
Yeah.
But I can make choices based off of it.
Yeah.
So the second something isn't working, you're wrong. I mean, philosophically, you could be right. Ethically, you could be right. But if society doesn't jive with what you're asking of it, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then, just don't spend a lot of money. Find good people. And there's your sanity.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, you had some notes. Did you have some important notes?
Oh, no, I was not for this.
Oh, not for this. All right.
Not for this. It was something that came to mind related.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I might add in on the keeping sanity, just having your and this is kind of covered, but having your outlets, and sometimes your outlets is your friends and yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like for me, one of my outlets is of course my podcast, where I do all the yelling, like you heard earlier. Mm-hmm. And then, once again, some people may not believe that, but that's not how I go through life. That's why I do the podcast. I do my yelling and I get on my system, and it lets me have the serenity the rest of the time.
Yeah, you're very chill
So
the remainder of the time. Yeah.
And you don't have to yell at the internet, but just whatever. Maybe you go trail running, maybe you lift weights, whatever, but just do something that you can channel a little bit of your insanity into something productive and useful to you.
Right. Yes.
Transmute it.
Right.
Don't let it build up.
Yeah, have it a cathartic release. Hit the gym.
There you go, cathartic release. That's a theater term. I didn't think Clary would know that one, but I
Was
forgot
it?
he's an author.
I'm an author.
Clary's an author.
Still don't know. What was the word I asked about?
Fuck, it's right on the tip.
Betwixt? It was something where I'm like, I don't know what it means, but the context. Ascribe? No, I know what that means.
Oh, fuck. Damn, I forgot now.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because
All right, that's it. That's all I have for Asshole Consulting. I have others, but they're kind of one-off
Right on.
requests.